The FJ Cruiser is back, and I'm pretty freaking excited to show you the pictures and some breakdown of this vehicle because, well, everybody's wanted this thing to come back forever. And here in the United States, man, there was a whole event dedicated to it. And just people love the FJ Cruiser when it was here in the United States. So I'm kind of excited that Toyota is bringing it back. They did mention, hey, we're bringing it back, but it's not coming to the United States just yet. Maybe we will see this, maybe we won't. It depends on you guys. Got to smash these like buttons on these videos, and it shows Toyota, who I'm very friendly with, that hey, we're very interested in this. We would like to see this. But let's check these pictures out that Toyota dropped today. And this is very reminiscent of what we've seen in the Prado, the 250 series Land Cruiser that we have in the United States right now. Toyota loves that blue, and they love that kind of copperish gold. That's for damn sure. And it looks like we're going to get two options, just like they do in the regular Land Cruiser theirs. But it looks like just running lights are the difference. So it looks like we can still see the same sort of not sure what's going on there light wise, but it's a LED. What's going on there? But they do look good from the front. A little snorkel on there, and they're trying to say, hey, this thing is adventure ready. But I'll go through a couple of these photos here and look at that thing from the side. I know those are street tires, and there's some better tires coming up there, but there's a lot to like about this. Now it is a small. Let's look back here. You don't see much cargo area, right? Well, that's because, well, this is a smaller version of the vehicle. It's made to be just as capable, but hey, it's for especially in Japan, don't have a lot of parking area. They need smaller vehicles. So I think this would fit that culture and market very, very well. But that doesn't mean it can't come to the United States, because guess what? Jeep used to sell a lot of little, what was it, the Renegades or whatever they called it. They sold a lot of those things, and they claimed they were just as capable as the regular Jeeps. And, I did see one go up Hell's Gate one time. But here we have the side of this thing. And one thing's kind of interesting to me. Got some ARB down here. The ARB skids. I mean, they talk about in the press release that, hey, we're going to have aftermarket parts ready to go for this. So that's kind of interesting. We see that little ARB skid down there. I'm sure that was not left in by accident. But the Land Cruiser snorkel there looks good. The roof rack looks pretty good. I'm curious about wind noise on that. Is what it is. We'll figure that out when the time comes, if we ever get to see this in the United States. But this right here, oh man, I love the back hatch of this thing. It's a complete swing out. I think that is freaking rad. I love that there's still a tire on there, man. Now, what size tires, we do not know just yet. But I love the fact that they have an off-road tire sticking up there, and that makes me happy. I love that, and especially when you fold the whole thing out, window and everything comes out. You don't have that two-piece. I know a lot of people like the kind of fold-down tailgate that the Land Cruisers used to have, but that's all right. But look at these big meaty old tires on there, and look at that differential. Looks like a big old diff back there, which makes me very happy. It does look like we get a little bit of a rock rail, something like that. Looks pretty good. And overall, this thing is very masculine, just beefy looking, and I would be happy to have this in my driveway, price dependent, of course. But they've got this thing they talk about in the press release. Hey, we heritage, heritage. And of course, that's something with the Land Cruisers, always had a lot of heritage in America as well. We love those things and always wanted them to come back. And well, we get the Prado version, and I think it's cool. I like the Prado version, though it is a little bit pricey. I think something like this, if you brought it into the United States, is maybe $30,000 to $40,000. Then people will jump on this, because I don't always need that big SUV like we have in the driveway right now. I remember when the little Daihatsu, the Daihatsu Rockies and the Samurais and stuff, they were super popular in the late 80s, early 90s. The Geo, what was it? The Geo, not Metro, but the big Geo SUV they had there. They were fun, removable tops, of course, for safety reasons. Toyota's probably never going to do that. But I think this is cool that they show the heritage of, here's the new FJ, here's the 250, here's the 70, and then we had the big 300 sitting over there, which is very, very cool. On the side of this, look at this thing. I love all the breakups, man. The kind of the big shoulders of it looks really cool. Of course, the street tires in there, I would want to definitely do something different with that. But I like the kind of look at the hatch of this. It just looks kind of like a moonlander of sorts, man. You expect to see like Neil Armstrong pulling some stuff out there on the moon or something. It does look really cool. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of capability there. Look like there's some tow hooks, which is, we don't get those in the United States for some reason. Once again, here's a little bit of the rock rail or whatever they got going on there. Of course, I love how this plastic, look at the plastic, how it just kind of blends into the body there. That looks really cool. Of course, would make it for a nightmare to build an off-road bumper for here in the United States. But in the cameras, which you don't see, there's definitely the backup camera in there, which really looks cool. I do like the blacked out badging there. The big, powerful taillights look fun. Let's see what else we got going on here. The interior, we've basically seen this interior before. It looks very similar to the 250 Prado Land Cruiser we get in the United States here. And there's nothing wrong with that. I sometimes like just basics. I don't need switches and everything everywhere. But what do we got up here? So it looks like they've got we got some door stuff like that, your lights up there, of course, safety and all that up in the rear view mirror there. We're gonna get that. It looks like a nice tablet. Guess what? That's not sticking up in the air, which I appreciate. Um, Engine start stop button. It looks really cool there. What do we got? We got some inverter. It looks like maybe there. Of course, actual buttons, which makes me very very happy. I do see heated, at least heated seats there, heated steering wheel. So that's pretty nice. What do we got here? Oh, look, a volume button down there, which is kind of interesting because on the Land Cruiser we get, they put it on the actual monitor itself, but that's kind of nice. Of course, we get it looks like our downhill assist and all the funds. That shifter looks very familiar. Your four-wheel drive disconnect there looks good. Actual parking brake, which I would like, and I do like the center console as well. I think it all looks very, very good. Interior wise, there's nothing outrageous there. Like I said, think about the cargo room back here, though. You know, we're not going to have a ton of cargo room, so this isn't a vehicle that you would expect. It's not going to be big, but I think you can go have a lot of fun with this. And as far as something that I kind of point out and want to see here, it looks like the seats maybe in the more back position. I do like that handle. But it doesn't look like there's a ton of leg room here. So if you are a tall person, maybe this wouldn't be the vehicle for you. But that's hoping that this thing comes to the United States, by the way. But that right there, the money shot, dude, that looks wicked, and I like that quite a bit, and I think it would be fun to have, especially, like, you wanna buy your first vehicle, you want something fun and rugged here in the United States, that would be very, very cool, and as we wind this thing down, look at all the Molly panels they've got going on there, that's fun. I from what we can see of the cargo room, that's probably about all the cargo room you get is about where you see the guy sitting, but, not every vehicle, you don't need to go out. Most overlanders here in the United States, and I'm gonna piss you off with this, most of you don't go out for maybe a weekend at a time, and you don't need, every recliner that you have in your den. You don't need to take all that with you. Sometimes it's just you throw a tent back there, a cooler for some food, and that's all you need to go out and have some fun like this. Though I will say, look at his boots. There's not really any dirt on those boots, so we definitely know that was a photoed shot of this thing. It is what it is, but I'm still pretty excited that the Toyota's doing something like this, and I need your help in the comments below. You guys I like quirky, weird vehicles, so show some love to this if you're interested in this vehicle because, well, I will keep my eye on this thing and start tracking it, and hopefully it comes to the United States. Hopefully, and at a under $40,000 price tag because man, vehicles are expensive right now. So you know what to do. Type away, leave me a comment, and I will definitely I will try to answer every comment that is posted down there. So whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, this badass little FJ that I hope comes to the United States so I can drive, spin your all-terrain nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all. Damn, that's cool.